Courtside, where we sit on the sideline and discuss sports as if we can do it better ourselves. I'm your host, Mr. 300. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Emil Hurst. How you doing today, brother?
Doing very good.
You doing good? Hey, same here, man. Before we get started, any shout-outs you want to give out to anybody?
Man, shout out to just everybody in the booth, man, in Louisiana. We're getting ready to get off into it, man. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up.
All right, you fired up. I'm fired up as well, man. So we're going to jump right into it, all right? So we're going to talk about college football, all right? We know it's been a very, very exciting season this year. A lot of great things have happened. We're going to talk about the highs. We're going to talk about the 12 playoff team format. So let's dive right in. What you think about this 12-team playoff system? Do you think it was good for college football?
I think it's good. You know, it's going to give everybody a better, even playing field, you know, to get out there, showcase their talents. You know, it's a lot of money generated. I think it's going to give people who, you know, teams who have had great seasons and maybe don't have the exposure of some bigger name college teams to get out there, you know, especially once if their record proves that they could be there on that stage, it gives them an opportunity to prove it.
Now, let's talk about that money. I know that thing we all like to hear. So you say it's a big money grab, right? So do you think it was done mainly for the money, or was it done mainly to see more teams in the playoffs, to give more teams more chances to win?
I think it's both. I think it works in tandem.
Okay.
That the more exposure that you get to maybe teams with great records, and gives them an opportunity to get in there and fight for a championship, you know, spread a lot of that money around. It keeps the engagement level open up, you know, because, I mean, if you're from one of those smaller name colleges, if you know that, hey, I have an opportunity to be, you know, showcased in front of the world, that's more people. That's more business that's going to be generated. Those smaller areas, the big areas, you don't have to worry about that. They're always going to be there.
Mm-hmm. You're right. And I like that. So let's talk about. So we've seen Oregon play Ohio State. Oregon was the number 1 seed. Ohio State was the 8th seed. And the way that looks at that game, like it should have been flip flop. It looked like Ohio State looked more of the number 1 seed. Now, do you think that was because of the bye week, or do you think Ohio State was just the better team?
I'm gonna keep it real with Oregon. Listen, they just worried about the jerseys,
that's
man, and
the helmets,
and whatnot. You know,
shoes,
right? Yeah. Listen, the Ohio State man. Okay, they born and bred football. They not playing. At Oregon State, yes, you know they're good and they're athletic. They locked in, but they just want to showcase, man. They was just happy to be there. They just funning around. Because I'm watching the game and I'm looking at it, but also it made me think too. So Oregon was the number 1 seed and they played granted an 8th seed team. But do you think they should have played an 8? Do you think their team they should play should have been Ohio State, or should they have gotten another team based off them being the number 1 seed? Because usually, you know, number 1 seed, right, when we talking about the NCAA tournament, you know, if I'm North Carolina or Duke, Ohio State, and I get number 1, I'm playing George Mason. Number 16, right? That's so to me, it looks like I felt like Oregon had the better, record wise, right,
ranking wise. I felt like maybe they shouldn't have gotten Ohio State, but I guess this is how the bracket fell out as far as with the seeding. But I just feel like if I'm the number 1 seed, my first game should be a tune-up game like they do for the NCAA tournament. Granted, competition is better now on the basketball side, but if I'm number 1,
for sure,
I'm getting George Mason or I'm getting Western Kentucky.
Right.
That's why I feel like maybe Oregon should have gotten one of those teams.
So you think they should have got the number 6 instead of number 8?
What?
Come on now.
I feel you as far as ranking. But
what else you supposed to get?
This Ohio State.
Well, listen, you got a tune-up game. You was just the one getting tuned up. That's all.
You're right. You know? But this is the way I looked at it. I'm looking at it like, hey, this is the number 1 seed, and they pretty much played a number 1 seed team. Well, granted, that is the beauty of college football. I do understand that, but to be the number 1 seed and to get handled like that,
right? That's preparation.
Yeah.
You know, and last minute preparation don't mean last minute planning.
Now, let me ask you this: the bye week. So, do you think they should go away from the bye week? Because I don't remember how many teams for sure, but most of the teams who got that bye week lost out that second week.
Right.
So, do you think the bye week helps or hurts them?
I think it does whatever it is you want it to do. I'm being real. Like if you're getting a bye week and you're locked in,
yes,
you're gonna be that much more locked in when it's time to play. But if you you just enjoying the moment and you're funning around, as I like to say, it's gonna come out in the wash. They earn what they got.
You right.
They earn their leisure.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
But I'm just used to, when we talking about when you add more teams into the playoff system, right. and granted this is the first year that they've done the 12 teams, so now it's going to be a work in progress. But I just feel like moving forward, the way they should be able to rank these teams and how these teams are ranked, I think they need to take a better look at it, because the higher seeds teams, granted they got bounced out in that second round, which that's college football, but I think there needs to be some more fine tuning as far as what teams make. And I understand this is the first year they've done it that way. It's going to take them a few years to get it right. And to me, I actually enjoyed the overall having all these teams watching all this college football during the holiday, Christmas break, New Year's break, whatever. Because usually around this time of the year, we only get a few games of college football. Granted, you have the other bowl games and stuff, but it's nothing that nobody really wants to see. Right. Granted, you have Miami playing in the Pop-Tart Bowl, and they was talking about Cam Ward not playing in the second half. To me, y'all be like he played at all, because to me, Pop-Tart. What are we playing for?
No, I'm not gonna play at the church's chicken bowl.
No, I'm
not gonna do it.
I'm not doing it. So for him to go out there and break that record like he did,
right?
Hey,
it's
now
time to sit down.
Give the backup a chance to get ready for next year. Give him some positive reps. To me, that's all this was, because if he didn't play, they would have something to say about that. To me, I have to protect the investment.
Well, right, because as a football player, you are your brand. You are your company.
Yes.
And you have to protect your assets.
Yes. But again, they're looking at it off with Coach Prime and Shador and Travis Hunter playing in the bowl game, but it's different for them.
Yeah, it is.
It's different. Like we're playing for something bigger than this bowl game, right? Right now we're playing for legacy. We're going to the league. We're showcasing more talent for the next level. Like what Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders playing in that bowl game had nothing to do with football itself. You know what I'm saying? That's all about them and their brand and to generate more funds coming into their pockets or whatever. That had nothing to do with that bowl game.
Right, because if you look at the way that game turned out for them,
yes,
that game. Well, let's compound that. What if not only you take the L? What if you got injured? Those kids didn't have anything to prove out on the field. Everything that they had did solidified.
Yep.
So them playing is just. That helps the college out. That doesn't help them out. Listen, whatever you did is on tape. That if they didn't play one down, you good to go.
You good to go. So I'm with you on that. So while we on this Travis Hunter thing, and we're not going that way. Okay. We're not going that way. We're not about to dive into that, because I'm not speaking on that. We're going
because you got to learn.
You got to learn. But we talking about football, all right?
Yeah.
As far as the Heisman, do you think he was deserving of the Heisman, or was it just the hype around him that got him the Heisman?
I want to say when your coach is Deion Sanders, prime time.
The father of free agency.
The father of free agency, the best cornerback there was and ever will be. The acclaim. When you had that backing, and then you couple that with talented sons, and then he is a talent, I think that plays a big part of him winning the Heisman. If I'm just gonna keep it real, that running back, that running back, he's the real deal.
Yeah, he is.
And if you look at what the league is saying they need now, when you look at who's standing out, because it used to be back in the day that hey, I could get a running back a dime a dozen. Well, I'm looking at the teams who really moving and grooving. If you don't have a Pat Mahomes, you're going to need one of them running backs.
But
they're going to help you.
They're going to help you. But I'm going to let you get back to your point. But you remember a few years ago, the running backs was kind of like a dying breed in the league. But now it's been regenerated. So now the running backs have become more of a staple in your offense now. So now him going into the league, he has a lot of hype around him.
Right, because the running back can preserve a quarterback.
A quarterback,
if you already have a talented quarterback. Man, you take some touches away from him. You get you somebody that can run the ball. Now I can demand that excellence from you. Listen, hey, if I don't need you to make but 20 passes this game.
That's it.
I need all of them. I need every last one of them passes. If that's all you got to do, you ain't got to come out here and throw it 40 times.
40 times, yeah.
Because I got somebody going to run over here. 100 to 125 a game.
And that's like, and you talking about Saquon Barkley and you talking about Derrick Henry. They have preserved their quarterback. Granted, Jalen Hurts got hurt, got the concussion, but as far as them going into the playoffs, they're going to be a more healthier team or whatever. So
you got a concussion doing what?
Running.
You see how that? You see how that works?
Stay in the pocket.
There you go. Let the professionals.
That's why AJ Brown managing now, because you want to just stay in the pocket.
Go down.
Run the ball. All right. Throw the ball.
Yeah,
don't run.
Slide.
All right. So back on Travis Hunter with the Heisman, which I do agree with you as far as Coach Prime, the hype, all that stuff played a part into getting him the Heisman Trophy. I agree with that 100%. I do feel like Ashton, I feel like he should have gotten it, but it was too much going on around Travis Hunter for him not to receive it. For one, his numbers are great, but they wasn't off the chart. I believe the playing both sides of the ball, been effective on both sides of the ball, been impactful on both sides of the ball, and not just playing defense. I'm just out here, like, I'm making plays on both sides. I'm not taking anything away from Travis Hunter as far as his talent, as far as what he can do. He is a generational talent, but I feel like all that went into him winning the Heisman, and it wasn't just solely off numbers. Because if we just go off numbers and impact alone, just off numbers and that, if we put his stats up versus Ashton's stats, hands down, Ashton wins it. All right.
I didn't want to do this, brother.
Go ahead, man. Do it.
I gotta go ahead, man. Is he a generational talent or is he a gadget player?
I wouldn't say gadget, man, because to me, if you say gadget player, we're talking about like a Taysom Hill. Where I can plug and play. Yeah. And hopefully you can, like, to me, Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball, he can make dynamic plays.
You feel like he a shutdown corner in the league?
In the league, I would say yes. I'm going to say he's a shutdown corner, man. Like I feel like he can do his thing in the league. Granted, you're going to have to get a little more size on him. He has the speed. He has the length. He has the athleticism. So I don't see him getting to the league and getting done wrong all the time. Like granted, he might have some growing pains, but as far as him being able to cover the whole entire field, keep up with a receiver, I think he has the speed and the athleticism to do so. He has to make up speed to do so. So that's what Coach Prime had. Coach Prime had that make up speed. So I would bait Coach Prime. Deion would bait a quarterback in to throw it. I feel like Travis has that same type of make up speed Deion had.
Brother,
Go ahead, man.
I'm just gonna say it's just gonna be a hard no for me.
Why is that?
I haven't seen any Deion from him at all. So as far as
what have you seen?
He's a talented player. He's a talented player, but I can't, when you talk about top 5 wide receivers in the game, and saying he could shut them down, he could shut half of them down. I don't see it happening.
You don't see it?
I believe they're dog walking.
Why
and I believe they and I'm gonna say this right here. NFL cornerbacks are great evaluators of talent. And when I don't hear the sentiment,
but you're not gonna hear it though.
No, but listen, all of them ain't haters now. They gonna give it up.
I'm not saying they
when they
haters.
See like, hey, he like that. They gonna tell you. And when I hadn't heard that from the crowd,
they not really gonna say that somebody coming into their position as much. Like he gonna have to prove it on the league next year in the league for them to give him them props like that. But like, who gets that? Like I say, you don't get that all the time. Oh yeah, we got a new quarterback. Yeah, he's the real deal. He's gonna come in and like you hear it, but you don't hear it. Like players have said it, but But I'm saying, but they're not gonna be overly with it and going over the top with it.
I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think he gonna be a good gadget player. Like he's not. As far as the wide receiver position, I don't think he's a savant. I don't think he's a generational wide receiver. I just don't.
To me, I'm saying he's going to do better on the defensive side, in my opinion. Now, when we say wide receiver, I can see him not as much coming across the middle, but like getting him in space to where like he can use his speed and athleticism to get down the field.
I don't think he got that dog in him, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I believe Deion's son got that dog in him.
Talking about Shador?
Come on, man.
Oh yeah, Shador. That's the truth. Like to me,
he got that dog in him.
To me, Shador is the best quarterback coming out of college football. To me, when we say most complete in the pockets present, his patience, his awareness, his ability to be accurate in his passing and to throw for 300 yards almost every game without a great line, to me, is impressive.
Hold on. No. I'm talking about the son play defense.
You talking about Shiloh?
Yeah. What you doing?
Nah, brother.
You all right?
Brother, that ain't it. Shiloh can play. But Shiloh
can play.
He can play, but he ain't.
He a student of the game.
Yeah, but he don't have.
Student of the game.
He don't have the athleticism to.
Bro, listen. When he don't have the athleticism.
Shiloh can play.
Be where you listen. What they teach you? Be where you're supposed to be at the right time and at the right place. That's all you got to do. Be where you're supposed to be.
To me, you know who Shiloh reminds me of playing for the Saints.
Who that?
Roman Harper. Like, he was good.
You a Saints fan, ain't you?
Yeah.
I know you're not going.
Roman Harper was good, but he wasn't no.
Say again.
Roman Harper was good
for the Saints. He was good.
Yes.
I think he was more than good for the
Saints.
He was
good, man. Like he played safety. He played with strong safety.
Whenever you post this, make sure you turn the comments off. Because you being a Saints fan, you should never.
I am a Saints fan, and that's why I know Roman Harper was good. Yeah, we talking about the Rams with the gray hair.
Man, he was that guy.
He was good, but like he wasn't. I'm not all pro. I'm not all this. I'm not getting all these accolades. I'm not saying now. I don't know if he made the Pro Bowl, or whatever, but I'm saying he wasn't the. I'm not the guy. Like he can play, but to me that's Shiloh. Like Shiloh,
he can play.
Shiloh can get in there and make plays and lead. Roman Harper will get in there and make plays.
I didn't know you did it like that after you win the Super Bowl with him.
Man, cut that
out. Did you win the Super Bowl with him?
We did, but Tracy Porter the one got to seal the deal.
Listen,
I'm not taking nothing from Roman Harper and Shiloh, but I'm saying Shiloh is not better than Travis, and Shiloh ain't that guy.
I don't think he's that. I don't think he's more athletic.
Yeah,
at all. Like he. I think he a gadget player, but again, people gonna be like, "Hey, he more than a gadget."
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Well, it ain't but one way to prove it, and we'll see it on Sunday when they playing.
We'll see it on Sunday, man. You right about that. We sure will. We'll see it on Sunday. All right, man. Let's get into the NFL, man. All right, so this season has been the year of the running backs, in my opinion. All right, the running backs have come out and shown that, you know what, we deserve the money. We are the backbone of the offense. Mm-hmm. We carry the load. We take the pressure off the quarterback to keep him fresh going into the fourth quarter. So now let's talk about King Henry. And let's talk about Saquon Barkley. All right, two of the oldest running backs in the league, but they playing as if they fresh out of college. All right. Why is that, in your opinion?
I think we need to preface it. It's the year of the washed running back. And that's two of them.
Yes.
Was good and washed
that nobody really want. They said it couldn't
figure
out.
With. Yes, no good team could figure out how to pay these people. Mm-hmm. And especially when you have a body of work.
Yes,
that is showing you they have productivity. I think when you have, and folks just got to start getting back into investing in the offensive line. Yeah. Where you have good offensive lines, if not great offensive lines. You have good to great quarterback play, and then you can plug in, some of those talents at the running back spot, and it's gonna flourish like we seeing it. These guys.
So when you say investing in the line, so kind of like Philly has done, Philly has created the line to where like they're creating holes that I can run through. And that's not taking anything from Saquon because he has to have the vision, the arch to see those holes. Yeah. But when you invest in your offensive line and you have a great offense that stays healthy throughout the entire year, you can see what the run game can do for your entire offense. All right. So let's talk about this breaking the Eric Dickerson record. Do you think Saquon should have played to break the record, or do you think he did the right thing by resting?
I think he did the right thing.
Why?
I think he did the right thing. I think it was his decision. If he wanted to go out there, I feel like they would have fully supported him. But I think him coming from New York and y'all not being in the postseason, like, hey, listen, I could get out here and do that. Something could happen. Something could not happen. Yeah. What's the reason that you came here? You came here
to win
and make it to the postseason. Hey, you good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. It ain't like he came running back. Is it he came there to get to the playoffs for an opportunity to win
a Super Bowl.
And he right there looking at it. I don't think his goal was to get that rushing.
No, it wasn't. I don't think none of them go into the season with that in mind. But I just felt like, to me, I can get both. Like you haven't. To me, he had one of those special seasons to where everything was going right. You know, it's to it. I can't do no wrong on the field. And I felt like if he would have played, he'd have got the record. He wouldn't have got hurt because I think this was his year. You know how players have those special seasons where like everything go like Super Bowl team, like everything goes right. Even when the Saints won the Super Bowl in 2009, that year everything went right. All the turnovers went their way. Everything went their right way. And I feel like with Saquon Barkley, everything was going his way for him to be able to break the record. To me, it's like, why can't I not have both? And I'm pretty sure it was his decision to not do, to rest up to get ready for the playoffs. But I just feel like it all was going his way. He was having a special season, and it's hard to recreate or rebottle that again going into next season now if that's the goal. So what if we get in the playoffs and lose in the first round? Because that's a possibility. Okay. So my thing is, when we're chasing records and we're chasing history, to me, I just feel like that record would have lasted longer than him winning a Super Bowl. As far as when we talk about Saquon Barkley, do we talk about him as a Super Bowl running back, or do we talk about him as the all-time rushing leader? As like we talk about Steph Curry as the all-time three-point shooter. We mentioned the championships, but we don't mention the championships. That record he has, it was gonna solidify him.
You don't mention them because he already got them.
That part I'm saying, but he has the championships and he has the record. But so when we talking about Saquon 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when we talk about him, is a Super Bowl is going to be the first thing that comes up, or is it going to be, you remember back in 2024, he almost broke.
You got to get the chip first, though.
Yeah, and which I agree with that.
Chip. Once you get the chip, then
I don't think he can run that back. All that. I don't think he can run that back because my thing is, I feel like
it's not both. Important.
It's not important.
If you get a championship, you solidified as for how you play.
That is
the game as one of those guys who really put it down. With one of them.
And I agree 100% with you.
It's different if you get if you get a rushing title and you ain't got no chip. Like, that's a reason for them to kind of downplay your accomplishments.
But my thing is, it's no guarantee y'all getting that chip. But it was almost a guarantee you was gonna break that record.
Well, I'm gonna say this right here, and when you watch how Saquon run that ball. He's seeing something out there that ain't nobody else seeing, the anticipation of it all. So with him doing that on the field, you also got to keep in mind, by him declining to play that game, that's buying him equity within the offensive line.
You're right.
Within the whole staff. Like, hey, you know what? I'm willing to forego something that could be, as far as the history books, changing on my side of the house. Personally, for the good of the group. So when we go out here to play this game, guys gonna block a little bit longer. They gonna hit a little, and they gonna go a little tougher than they would if they knowing, hey, he rocking with us all the way. He didn't do this for us, but let us do this for him.
And I'm with you, man. That sounds good, man. That all that sounds great. Hey. But if we have it right there in grass, why not do both? Because my thing is this. We could have said the same thing about Mike Evans.
It's not in the flow of the game. That's why
we can say the same thing
because it's unnecessary.
Man, we chasing history.
No, he's not. He did not sign to say, I'm here chasing history. He said, I want to win a chip with this team, and I feel like we could do it.
But why we can't do both?
Because it's not in the flow of the game.
Man, that was in the flow.
Nobody's playing.
I can play that.
No one's playing. If you don't have to play, they wasn't playing.
And you're right. Me as a fan, I guess I'm looking at more from a fan's perspective and saying like, hey, the record, the history. But then again, we can say the same thing about Mike Evans with Tampa Bay. He played and got his record, and they forced him. Granted, $3 million was on the line,
and good to him.
But I'm saying, the team was excited for him, so we could have said we could have gotten the
playoffs.
Yeah, they won the division.
Okay. Right.
Now, granted, they had to win that game in order to go to the division, but what they did was when they got that ball back, they could have nailed it. and took a knee, but they threw a short pass to him so he can get those 5 yards.
In the Florida game.
You're right. That wasn't really in the Florida game.
No, because we playing.
Yeah, we playing.
We can add this to it. It's different if it's a whole game and we saying, hey, any starter that don't have to play, you ain't playing. But we gonna come and push Saquon out here.
I'm with you. Like I say, as from a team's perspective and from an organization perspective, and that's what's the end goal is. Yeah, I understand your side completely. I'm just saying it from someone who's looking at it from like a sports side, and not granted played sports and been in it. And when you have those special moments and you have those special teams, I just feel like this was his moment, and it's going to be hard for him to recreate that going into next year to rush for over 2,000 yards. So I'm not saying he's not going to get 1,500, 1,300 yards, but to recreate what you did this year, I think it's going to be hard to do because AP was 9 yards short,
right? I mean, he was 9 yards short, but my thing is his intention for playing that season was never based on that record.
You're right.
It's one thing if it was based on that record, then you're saying, oh, okay, let's go ahead and knock it out. But his whole intention was, I want to get on a good team who want me here. Mm-hmm. So we can get into the postseason, we can make some noise.
I'm with you.
Here.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you, brother. Hey, I'm with you. All right, man, moving on, man. Let's jump into this quarterback debate. We're talking about Caleb Williams. We're talking about Jalen Daniels. All right, everyone's saying Jalen Daniels is the offensive rookie of the year.
Right.
And they saying Caleb Williams has pretty much been a bust this year. But if you look at the numbers, the numbers are pretty much identical. They both have thrown for over 3,000 yards. Like I say, Jalen Daniels over 3,000, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's rushed for over 800 yards. All right, Caleb Williams, he's thrown for over 3,000 yards, 20 TDs, 6 interceptions, and rushed for over 400 yards. So if we're looking at the numbers, and they say what? Numbers don't lie, right? That's what we all say. If we're looking at the numbers, is Caleb Williams really a bust this year, or is it the organization, or is it the team? So,
for sure.
So you say it's the organization?
No, I'm saying it's Caleb Williams. He the reason. He ain't it, bro.
Why you say that?
One, he just weird, right? I know it's. Let's just keep it. Let's keep it funky. One, he's just weird. He is interested in everything but football. It seemed like. He ain't locked in. You know, his craft, his profession is to get out there and be a leader of men. You know, but when you doing this other stuff on the side, man, listen, hey, it bleeds off into the game. And you're not showing qualities of a leader who engaged.
I'm with you.
Not that you ain't talented. You is talented. But
your leadership qualities. And that's what I wanted to get into. Like if you look at Jalen Daniels, his leadership qualities are there. The team rallies around him. He know how to rally the troops when we're in the trenches and when an offense is not going like it's supposed to. He's able to make a special play with his legs. Like he's willing to show, you know what, I'm going to get it done first. You guys jump on my back. Here we go. I'm going to rally everybody up and we're going to get out here and get it done. To me, Caleb Williams, I don't see the antics on the sideline, the facial expressions, the being disengaged at times on the sideline. I think that plays a part into the team rallying around you or whatever. Right. So I do feel like his leadership qualities aren't up to par yet. But again, he's a young quarterback, but that goes into being in college and bouncing around and leaving and following your coach and having it your way. Daniels didn't have it his way in college until he got to LSU. You know, I felt like when I think he was at Arizona State, Arizona. If I'm not mistaken, when he left, some of the players were saying that he wasn't gonna do anything. So I think when he got to LSU, he had a point to prove.
Yeah.
Like he had a chip on his shoulder, and that was the perfect situation in order to build his confidence, not only as a player, but also as a leader. When we look at Caleb Williams, he started out at Oklahoma, and then he left and followed his coach to USC. So he's always had it his way in college or whatever. Getting to the league, now we're talking about those growing pains. I feel like Daniels, he had those growing pains in college. So now once he gets to the league, playing in the SEC, that's like playing in the league. So I'm used to the hard hitting. I'm used to the fast defensive ends and all of the blitz and all that. I'm used to the speed of the game.
Right.
I just feel like Caleb Williams, he's not used to that speed and of the game. And I think that's been messing with him.
I got to disagree with you there.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Don't do that now.
Oh, why? Because I'm talking about USC?
Yeah. Man. Don't do that.
You know, man. Y'all
listen.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this right here. I feel like as far as a talented thrower of the ball, I feel like Williams is up on Daniels.
Yeah.
But now, the intangibles is something missing, man.
It's the leadership qualities.
Yeah, because when you look as far as a thrower of the ball, if Caleb was locked in, like I feel like he ain't.
Because he got weapons.
I feel like he could be everything he's supposed to be.
Yes.
He's in his way. I feel like Daniels is using every bit of effort, energy, that time prep that he's putting in, anything that he can do that can transfer on that field on those Sundays that'll help him. I feel like he's utilizing that.
Yes, he is. He is.
I don't think he's more talented than Williams.
No. I just think he
got it. It's something.
Mentally, he's locked in because we went to the game when they played the Saints.
Come on.
And when the game got tight, he was making plays with his feet. Like granted, like I'm going to what I know, but I'm not scared to make these plays. And this is rather than the team. I just feel like Williams, when they get tight, he don't know what to go to. You know what I'm saying? To me, when everyone can do good when the offense is flowing. Right. You know what I'm saying? When the running back is running, the receivers are getting over, I'm throwing it right. But what you going to do when I'm not playing such a good game? What plays am I going to make in order to rally my team?
Well, I think when sometimes you're going to finish how you start.
Yeah.
And if you start and it's you first, so then listen, that's how you go in. So when it get tight, if everything leading up to it was this what I'm doing, well, when it's tight, what you doing?
Yeah.
So now I feel, but if you had incorporated the team through the whole process, I ain't got to do everything by myself. I got my whole team here.
I got my whole team
with me.
I'm with you.
But when it's just me and my big arm and, I'm supposed to be that one. Okay, well, when it's tight.
I'm on the West Coast. I'm riding around and I'm getting it, man.
Originally from.
Man, he look like your people, man. So he could be.
I'm from the Bay. I don't.
And that's how y'all get down out there, right?
He from SoCal, brother. It's a little different. I can't.
Man, look at man.
We gonna have to do some research.
All I know is
this:
Daniels and came to the boot, man, and he took on that persona, man. It's just like when players come to New Orleans play with the Saints, man. It's like their whole image change, the persona changes, man. So I just feel like
they need to, especially when the people don't want to give them all their money. So you got no choice but to, stay in the film room not all day long.
All right, so while we talking about the Saints, man, let's just dive into this conversation I've been debating. I've been dodging.
What you been dodging it for?
Man, because we started off 2-0. We was going to the Super Bowl, man. We beat the Cowboys. We were second line in the street in Dallas.
I was gonna say y'all was real disrespectful. Y'all was real managed with that.
And I always we talk about this offline, man, but it's the fans. We do too much.
Yes, you do.
We do too much.
Yes, you do.
We are our own worst enemy when it comes to the New Orleans Saints. We won 2 games.
That's all you needed.
We second line.
Super Bowl bound.
We second line in the streets.
Laissez les bon temps rouler.
Let the good times roll.
That's why.
After 2 games, we had already declared ourselves the Super Bowl champions.
That's right.
Now the whole city was in the uproar.
Well, don't leave it out, brother.
What's that?
Y'all was second line in these people's streets.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
We do too much.
But y'all plan this. That's what's wild.
I know.
We just know y'all plan to act. My thing is, y'all plan to act a fool off of every victory,
brother. But that's just
all under the bridge.
I know, man.
Y'all can't.
I don't know why we do it.
All immediately under Saints win under the bridge. We acting a fool.
And then what's even worse about it?
What's that?
The players be on board with it too.
Yeah, they do.
Because you think about it, that dancing in the music in the locker room. We started that for the most. So
yes, putting it on.
We started that, man. And then it's like
and LSU, y'all cut some.
I know.
Y'all cuts the food.
I know. And I'm like, if we can just be quiet the first half of the season.
No. Just one win away from the Super Bowl.
Man, we was 2-0 and we was for sure in the Super Bowl. We just knew we was going to be playing in New Orleans in February in the Super Bowl.
What would possess y'all to be in them people street, second lining, up and down the street? Man, them good people trying to get home.
For one, it's the Cowboys, and we know we don't like the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys that did that.
No, but we always
they'd have ran their head a little bit. They wouldn't have
did that, man. I just feel like we do too much, man.
Yeah.
As fans, Saints fans, as a loyal Saints fan, guys, listen to me.
Y'all gotta stop.
Next season, please I'm begging you all, do not cut up after week 2. All right. At least give it to week 8. At least we know we in the division and we're going to win that thing. All right. Now, I enjoy the parties. I enjoy the good time, but this has been going on too long. We done had too many heartbreaks over the years because we didn't cut up before it was time. All right. So please. And then when we cut up, people started to get hurt. All right, that's what happened. It then got on us. All right, we start cutting up, and everybody starts to go down, and that is exactly what happens to us this year. But why are you talking, man? Yeah, you can't talk too much now.
What you mean?
Because them old 49ers, the Debo Samuels and the Brock Purdy's and and the Ayuk, all of them. I'm gonna sit out the whole off season just to get paid to tear my ACL.
Ain't
man,
nothing wrong with that. They did that to that man.
Like they did that to that man.
Listen, let's be clear.
Come on now, go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Let's be clear.
We sitting courtside now. Let's talk about it.
Ayuk is the best wide receiver on that team.
You right.
He should have been paid. Whenever we have an inability to fortify the offensive line, get Trent some help. He will be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yes.
We can't get him no help on the line. We got a talented running back. We can't get him no assistance. We refuse to share that.
Cool. Which one? You talking about McCaffrey?
Yes.
He's over with, man. That's over with.
And you know what? I believe it is.
It's over with. What's the other running back y'all got?
Something with a G. I know you're talking about.
I can't remember his name.
The young boy.
Yes. But
he running good.
To me,
he like that.
It's time to move on from McCaffrey. Granted, y'all done gave him all that money.
Well, my thing is this: when we run the ball,
yes,
our line being what it is, we got to share the load, man. You can't run these guys into the ground. It's one thing if you got a top tier offensive line, then okay, I could see it. And I'll just be real. It depends on the size of the running back. McCaffrey was too little to be running like that. He is what he is. He good. But man, he shouldn't have been running the ball like that, man. We should have been.
No, he's too small.
That's all I'm saying.
To me, he can't carry that load. For one, not like that. And granted, y'all have a lot of weapons around him that we could have spread.
We ain't got a lot of weapons, bro.
Man, you got Kittle, you got a lot of weapons. You got bro. Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Jennings, the other receiver.
We ain't got a lot of weapons. We don't. We just be out there.
Man,
we be out there playing.
Man,
we be out there funning around.
You got it. I'm saying, but that's on y'all. But I'm saying,
and we ain't scoring like we supposed to. So no, I'm done with it.
So is it Brock Purdy?
No.
What is it? Is it the Shanahan? Is it?
There it is.
That's it.
There it is.
So it's time for a change.
Listen, we do a whole bunch of elaborate stuff before the snap, and the people moving around and all this here. Hey, man. Can we get the ball in the end zone, man? Why we hadn't figured that part out?
I just think
I can't keep talking about we got all these weapons and we just trying to figure out how to get 14 points. Something wrong.
I just feel like, is it, brother? That is over with. Like, I feel like you say, that window y'all had with this exact team right here, I think is over with, because if you look at the teams around in the NFC, those like Detroit, it has taken over. Minnesota Vikings. We're talking about the Eagles. Who else in the NFC? I think those three teams. All right, those three teams. Like, you got to go see them.
I'll be honest with you. Whenever you look at a roster, NFL roster, when you see them, do you say, you know what, this is not a talented team? Do you say, you know what, when they go out there, they just won't play, or they not playing their potential, or are you looking like, hey, you know what? Things are happening on this field that shouldn't be happening.
I'm saying
this doesn't make sense.
When I look at the 49ers, I see a disengaged team. Now, the talent is there, but again, it has to be more than just talent. Like, everybody got to be on the same page. Now, could it be Shanahan? Yes. Could it be Debo, Kittle, all them? Not all that could play a part into it. But I'm saying, when I look at the 49ers, granted, y'all are a talented team.
I ain't want to do this, brother.
But that talent is getting old, brother. It's time. That window has closed.
I'm going to be honest.
What's up, man? Go ahead.
I have to question what the reason
been gone.
with this lackluster performance, just getting there and not getting it done.
Yeah. I think Shanahan, he's riding off my pops. I'm riding off.
That's the Broncos, man.
But I'm saying, I think he's riding off the name. You riding off the Super Bowl appearances. I can recreate it. I can regenerate it. All I got to do is, so when I'm in the meeting talking to the GM, hey, we got to. But
he ain't never won. No,
you're right. And that's why I say that window is closed, brother. I ain't saying it's
who was it closed on?
I think it's closed on this team that y'all have. Yeah, I'm saying like, and I'm looking at like with the Saints as well. Like the window is over with. We got
our roster look different from the Saints roster.
Y'all have a great roster, so that's what I'm telling you. So like,
it's different. It's a little different.
It is a little different, but see, our roster.
And since you talking about the 49ers, why don't you start talking about Taysom Hill that got the secret tapes in the vault?
What secret tapes, man? What you talking about?
Yeah, man.
What secret tapes?
I don't know, but for him to still be on the team like that, the man played quarterback, he played running back, he ain't played
quarterback.
Tight, he do what he want to do.
man, all that money they threw at him, but it all wasn't guaranteed, man.
You got something.
At this point, we were just trying to get some wins in, brother. That was it, man. To me, the Taysom Hill experience, I think he needs to be put in one position going into next year. Like,
what about your running back, man?
Who?
I didn't. Let's get on his helmet. Y'all running back.
What he did, man?
He ain't that, man.
Man, he always been that, man. My thing is, he's never been 1,000-yard rusher running back. He's never done that. What he's done is he's been able to be impactful on offense and make special plays when needed be, man.
Special plays?
Yeah, man. And
when it don't count.
Come on, man.
He ain't like that,
you can't take nothing away from Kamara, man. He's done his thing, man.
He done. He done, and y'all need to trade him.
No, we didn't give him his money, man.
That's what you did. You gave it. Well, I mean, you gave it to Taysom.
We gave it the car too. Yeah, so what the difference, man?
Hey,
let's talk about that, man.
When we doing that at that point, we're letting it be known we're not concerned with winning.
Yes.
We're playing games.
We're playing games because to me, I feel like we should have kept Winston. I just feel like Winston gave us the better option as far as being able to see the field and get the ball down.
I'm not gonna let you do this for the camera.
What's that?
I told you about. I said, "Hey, man,
I've been on Winston, man.
Nah, man, you was
I ain't gonna lie to you. You right. In the beginning, only because he played for Tampa Bay, and that was the end of the division. You know what I'm saying? But I always say
you would limit his throws.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
But my thing is, they was doing that because we had the run game going. So the year he tore his ACL, I think we was either 5-2 or 6-2 going into that. I think we played Atlanta or Tampa Bay. I think it was Tampa. So, and then when he came back the next year, he got hurt again. So he never really had a full season to see what he can really do in New Orleans. I just felt like Dennis Allen, Derek Carr, that was his guy. So, because he come from the Raiders. So when he coached him out there. So I felt like when he came in, he had no plans on keeping.
Yeah, but what was he seeing? What did it was it on tape?
That's just my guy. You know how it goes, bro.
Just my guy.
I'm bringing my guy with me and y'all gonna pay my guy. And that's what, to me, that's all it was. I'm finna get my guy paid.
Okay, my partner.
That's my partner. Because to me, like, it ain't it.
If you would limit Winston's throws per game, I feel like he give you everything you need.
Yeah, you're right.
And built his confidence.
Because to make my thing is, if you throwing 30, 35 to 40 passes a game, you gonna throw a pick or two. Like that's too many passes.
Is he a bad locker room guy?
No,
do people not want him in there?
But like I'm saying, like,
is he socially awkward? Yes.
Yeah.
But hey, I'll take that over my thing. Some other things.
And like you say, if you limit the throws, because if I'm throwing 30 plus passes a game, I'm gonna throw a pick. I'm gonna throw a pick. Like that's gonna happen because it's too many passes been thrown around for me not to throw a pick. Because if you look at Brett Favre, he threw picks
all day, every day.
Gunslinger, huh? I'm a fit it in there. Nobody said anything.
Right. That's just Brett being Brett.
That's just Brett being Brett. So again, to me, I feel like Winston was a better fit, man. So let's go into our Super Bowl picks, man. Who you think gonna bring it in? Well, yeah. Well, who you have coming out of the AFC and the NFC first? And then we get off into the picks.
I think that I think the Eagles coming out.
Think the Eagles coming out? All right, the NFC.
Yeah.
Who you think?
Who you think coming out?
I'm gonna go with Detroit. I think it's gonna come down to Detroit and the Eagles in the title game.
Yeah,
but I feel like
some young head busters over there.
Yeah, I know that's the difference, man.
They a little different over there, man.
I feel like in order for
Yeah.
The Eagles to beat Detroit, they got to be clicking on offense.
You got to just run the ball.
Yeah. I'm saying
grind them.
Because my thing, because the run game slows down. Like everything slows down, and it's gonna be more of the running. But Gibbs, he's been doing his thing with Detroit. So and Saquon, he's doing his thing. But I just feel like the Eagles have to play a complete game.
You got to lean on them. Because them young pups out there, they full of energy. You can't run with them. You just got to keep leaning on them.
Now, I think experience could get the Eagles past them in the end, but I feel like Detroit is coming out of the NFC. But I would like to see the Eagles win it, but I feel like Detroit is going to come out. I think going into the playoffs right now, Detroit looks the best. Now, AFC, I'm going to go Baltimore. It's time for Lamar to get past Patrick Mahomes and get into the Super Bowl. It's time. Now, and I think it's time because he has help with Derrick Henry. He didn't have that type of runner before, like to where he had to do it himself. And I think now he's going to be fresher going into the playoffs. So now when he do run the ball, he locked in. I'm not going in beat up. So I just feel like with him and Derrick Henry, I feel like it's time for him because if he don't get it this year, like we can't.
We can't what?
Man, what we talking about? I'm not saying
the MVP of the league is what you're
talking about. MVP, that's gonna happen. But I'm saying, but how many chances we're gonna keep giving him to get to the Super Bowl? Yeah, man. Like he's they've been on it, but he's been getting passes. Like this year, you don't get no pass this year.
What you mean?
Man, they kept saying, well, he need this, he needs they've been doing. When you go out there and get a running back like Derrick Henry that can take that run low off you, so you don't have to use your feet as much, and all you have to do is hang in that pocket. Yeah, I think that preserves you for the playoff. So now once you get into the play, when you get into the playoff, your legs are fresher. You can move around in that pocket better. So now you should be able to get out there and be more dynamic on that field. Because you see his playoff performance over the past just hadn't been up to par. Like he hadn't been the Lamar Jackson of the regular season when it comes to the playoffs. But I feel like Derrick Henry is going to help him with that. But I feel like Baltimore is coming out of the AFC. Who you got coming out of the AFC?
I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Buffalo, man.
What's up?
Nah, I'm with you on that, man. Because my cousin is a huge Buffalo fan. Shout out to Robert Arthur. He's a huge Buffalo fan, man.
We got to start putting some respect on Lamar's name, and I'm gonna say this. It may be controversial, but I don't feel like, as far as his wide receiver package that he done rolled out there with, that he have had the same packages that you see a lot of these other guys.
You talking about for Lamar?
I'm thinking he working with what he got, and listen, he ain't got what the Kinfolk got. He ain't got what Hurts got.
No, he don't. He don't.
When he roll out there, he don't have what Cincy got.
You right.
When they roll out there, come on, man. So when this is what I'm saying, have never.
Yeah, he's never he's been like Cam in that.
Look and you say, hey, man, we've been saying he's X, Y, and Z for so long at the quarterback spot, but we done failed to mention man, his wide receivers don't look like. And that's not to say that those guys, I feel like, are good, but I feel like it's been some 2s and 3s.
Yeah, you're right. I'm saying he hadn't really had no 1s. He hadn't had no 1s. Like in my opinion,
I haven't seen him roll out there with 2 1s.
No. Because if you look at Philly, you got AJ Brown, you got what's the other guy on the other end? Smith.
Those are 2 1s.
Yeah, those are 1s. Yeah. So I'm with you on that. Like to me, like Lamar with his receivers, he's like Cam Newton in Carolina. He never had no 1s and 2s or whatever as far as dynamic receivers. Right. Now, you had Steve Smith, but that was on the end of Steve Smith's career. So. But then you know what I'm saying. So to me, with Carolina, your best receiver was your tight end.
Yeah. Who was that? Ertz?
No,
was that Ertz?
Not Ertz. because he broadcasts now. Austin.
You're right.
Greg
right,
Austin. Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
he was their best receiver in my opinion. So Lamar, like I'm giving that as far as the receiver.
Yeah,
but
he have his. I mean, but this is what I'm saying. You're being judged at the QB spot for throwing it primarily to wide receivers.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the wide receivers he had, like, they were really fast.
They was fast.
Or
yeah.
They were shifty.
But you didn't have no big guys that can go out there and just make something happen.
I felt like, okay, these are more slot receivers, but this ain't like
but that's
he ain't had no Evans.
But that's geared towards the offense that they run with him and with the run game and him using his feet. So I get
they predicate him in the run game.
Yeah. But this year they have gone. Granted, he still rushed for those. Still rushed. The numbers are off the chart. Honestly, his numbers this year surpassed the numbers from last year MVP winning.
Because him running the ball is conserving him.
Yeah.
And so,
because I think this year he threw for over 4,000 yards. Like last year, it was like over 3,000 yards. So so the numbers, if you look at numbers, he cleared MVP.
Yes. So to say, I don't feel like he got to do nothing else. Like, you good.
Yes, but that's regular season. Playoffs, he hadn't shown up.
When he show up for the playoffs, you finna show up with that same wide receiving package.
I'm with you on that. So I'm just saying, to me, this is his year to prove it in the playoffs. I'm not saying he can't do it, but like this got to be the year. Like, you can't get bounced out in the first round. Like, you got to get to the title game this year.
I don't think so.
Or the Super Bowl. Like, title. Like, to me, I'm not gonna say title. You got to reach the Super Bowl this year.
Nah, he good as far as I'm concerned. Nah, like,
and
you sent me out here with the same.
Man, this is it. I ain't saying that he done after this, but I'm saying, like, this is the year he has to get to the Super Bowl.
How do you give a workman tools that aren't fitting, but he make you something spectacular? And you tell me it ain't good enough.
Because that's what they gonna say.
From who?
Man, look at man. I like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a dynamic player. Like, he's a dynamic quarterback, dynamic runner. He's probably,
he have a lot to play in.
He does.
He is a dynamic.
He is. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, he ain't got to win it this year. I got to get there.
You the MVP of the league. What more you got to do?
I got to carry my team. I got to do it in the regular season. Now I got to do it in the playoffs. I got to do both. He got to do both. This is the year, man. Moving on, man. Let's move on. Let's go into the NBA, man.
Let's get to the NBA.
Let's get to let's get to the NBA, man. Let's talk about Bronny James, man. Let's talk about Bronny James, man, and him being picked by the Lakers, man. Do you think that was the right move? Mm-hmm. Why is that?
LeBron James.
That's King James, right?
LeBron James. No, we ain't gonna put no smut on him now. You know that LeBron James, and when you've been a staple of the league for that many years,
y'all owe me that.
You done got tenure there. So if that's the call that he want to make, look here, I want my son on the team. That's the least.
That's the least
that the team could do for LeBron James. So ain't no problem with that.
Yeah, me too. I don't see no problems with it either. Actually, like I say, I think when we talking about history, when we talking about the father-son duo playing together on the same team, not dominating together, but just playing. But just playing. But just opening the door for 10, 15 years down the road. Like I said, now the opportunity is there for a player to play with their son. And now we might see another father-son duo who actually on the court playing valuable minutes together and winning championships together. You never know, but I'm saying the door has been open. So to me, I think it was a good move as far as that's LeBron James is my father, but at the same point in time, as you see Bronny, he's coming in. I'm trying to prove myself, and he's been doing that in the G League. So
prove itself with what?
As far as like I can compete out here
with who?
With players. With
you talking about in the G League? Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing wrong with that,
man. To me, NBA wise, he's gonna be a rotational player. Like he's gonna
brother. You ain't seeing that.
What you mean?
You're not seeing that. You the basketball guy. Don't do that.
And I'm looking at it from a point to where you have to think about it. The man had heart surgery, so he played halfway. He didn't play a full season of college, so it's gonna take him a few years to kind of get his footing.
Is GP3 a starter in the league?
Who is GP3?
Oh, you playing now, huh? Gary Payton's son.
Man, Gary Payton's son is a rotational player. I can see him being like that.
So you feel it like Bronny like that?
he can get in and play defense. He can jump. He like Gary Payton's son can jump. He can shoot the three in the corner. He can play defense. He get in and play hard-nosed defense. Where I can see Bronny being exactly like that.
What did you see from when he was on tape in them ankles?
Who you talking about, man?
A couple of days ago. Man, in the G League, bro, hey, he ain't.
Man, he averaging what 14 points in the G League, man, 4 rebounds, man. He's had a nice little stretch in the G League over the last couple weeks. It's gonna take him It's gonna take him. I'll give him next year, going to his third year, man.
You see how you sounding?
Well, how I sound?
You listen. You talking about somebody who done already been picked. You ain't talking about an undrafted person. Like you talking about somebody who actually got a contract.
He got a contract
in the G League. Man, and it's gonna take him a minute.
It's gonna take him a season or two, man. Because
they paying like that to do that?
He don't have no real playing time, even in college.
And you ain't gonna have no real playing time. Listen, respect to Bron, man.
Yeah,
that's your son.
That's how.
So listen. I think he should be good with just the G League and just be cool. You know what I'm saying? And get with the Sanders boys, man, and figure out maybe get on some audio or something. Listen, get something you could be doing. Man, you could be doing something for when your daddy get ready to buy a team. Why don't you get your take some financial courses and get that together so we could roll it out like that. But as far as the playing basketball portion, like. That's out.
I say he's going to be a good defensive player, rotational player. Go in and play some hard nosed defense, man. And
hard nosed defense.
Yeah, man, put him on somebody, man. The two, man.
The two.
Yeah, man. Just contest some shots, man.
Contest.
He can make a nice career out of it. I'm not saying no long career.
How tall is he again?
That's like 6'3".
It's over.
Man, he can get in there and do this.
How tall is Steph?
Steph is what, 6'3"?
He done,
man.
The defensive juggernaut,
man. That's Steph Curry, man. I'm not saying he's no defensive juggernaut, man, but he can get in there and play some nice defense, man. He can be a good rotational player. But in my opinion, Bryce, the younger brother, he's the one.
He don't even want it though.
He don't, but to me, it being 6'6",
commit
to Arizona. I feel like his ceiling is higher than Bronny right now. So we'll see what he do.
He got it. He the one.
So we'll see because he has the size and he has the height at 6'6" to go.
Come on, at 6'3"
to go to college, get bigger, play 1 year, go to the league. So
and you know what he'll be?
What's that?
A good player.
Yeah.
He could be, if he wanted. Yeah. At that size, he could be a good player. Yeah. Like, okay, from everything I learned from my pops, I could be a good player out here. Like I could. Does he have the ability to be, 1-on-1? I don't know, but I can tell you who ain't got it.
I ain't saying Bronny I'm not saying he's that guy either. I'm saying he can be a good rotational player, coming off the bench, giving you some valuable minutes on the court. That's all I'm saying.
My pops, and that's it. So we good.
So you think after Bron leave, what's gonna happen? Do you think the Lakers get rid of him?
No, we're not gonna do you like that, man. But I'm just saying
he got the number one selling jersey, man.
And that's the deal. We good.
Yeah.
We good, because think about it. Father and son, one could be wearing the daddy jersey. The son could be wearing the son jersey. Listen, we ain't got to kick you out. You just walk away.
So you think when Bron leave, Bron is it's been the experiment been cool, man.
Why should them folks have to drag you out like that? You just we good. Listen. Here's the thing. Let's look at this team we finna buy and quit playing. Which I'm saying, get with Rich Paul and quit.
It makes sense,
it's
man.
enough of that.
I'm just saying, I see him as a good rotational player, man. That's it, man. All right, man. So let's talk about this in-season tournament. This is the second year they rolled out the in-season tournament. The Lakers won it last year. The Milwaukee Bucks won it this year. Do you think the in-season tournament has been a great look and feel for the league?
Yeah, for sure. Because it's incentivizing that play. That team play. For some of those, mid-level guys, man, incentivize, hey, let's get out here
and get that money for them.
Yeah, and do it for them, man. Like, come on, because the stars you're going to get all the shine.
Yeah.
Regardless. Win, lose, or draw. So when we can do something for the, the role players and stuff like that, let's get out here
and get this money for them.
Listen, we got to play.
I'm with you.
So why not help them, you know?
I'm with you, man. So, So like I said, I'm with you on that. Like I said, I like the in-season tournament. I think it's been a great looking feel for the league. The players didn't like it going into last season, but once they got into it and they saw the intensity, they saw the court designs, they saw what it did for them in their bench plays, I think they bought in. And even going into this year, you can see they played a whole lot harder in that in-season tournament. Now, granted, Ham told he told the coach for Milwaukee not to celebrate the winning because he didn't want it to carry over like it did with the Lakers last year. So they didn't celebrate. They didn't pop the bottles like the Lakers did. You know, the Lakers had the banner hung and all.
LeBron, man. You know LeBron gonna be LeBron, man.
And let's pop these bottles, man.
You know,
I got a couple more years left, man. I'm trying to get everything I can on the way out.
I'm surprised he ain't come out with the crown on and the cape. You know how he gonna give it.
That's
up,
King
man.
James, man. You got to, man.
It is,
so, like
man.
I said, I enjoyed the in-season tournament. I actually, like I said, me going down to the Pelicans, you know, watching a couple of those games and seeing those in-season tournament. The atmosphere, it's like a playoffs feel, so it's been good. Now, but what they have done also is they kind of went to that tournament format for the All-Star game, and a few players hadn't been too fond of that. They said, let's just go back to the East and West to where, you know, they represent their conference.
Right.
Some have said, let's just go back to wearing our jerseys like we did back in the day. But now they have this new format to where it's going to be a tournament format, and it's going to be 4 teams. It's going to be 8 players on each team, and they're going to play. First 2 teams are going to play a game, and then the next 2 teams will play, and then winner out of those 2 games are going to meet in the finals to play for the championship. All right, so and they're going to receive money. All right, so it's going to be like $1.8 million that's going to be divided up between all the teams or whatever. But the captains are going to be Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and I think EJ Smith with the TNT show or whatever. So those guys are going to be the captains, and they're going to play a tournament style format, first team to 40. So what you think about the tournament format for the All-Star game? Now, before you answer, just remember, the All-Star game has been kind of dying out as far as the energy on the court, them actually getting out there and competing. They don't compete like they did in the 90s or the early 2000s. So with that being said, what is your take on this new format for the All-Star game?
I would have to see it to, say either way. Only thing I can really go off of is what they've done in the past, and that wasn't it. What I'm hoping that I'm not seeing when they roll this out is that you haven't done something that's akin to the Big Three. I hope that you don't do
what
that.
You mean?
The format of how the Big Three. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I don't. It's not like a spin-off. From the Big Three. With this tournament style
because they didn't want to work with Cube on the.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with y'all.
So I hope that I don't see that, and that I just got to wait and see before I say whatever they were doing in the past. Clearly, nobody was feeling that. If whatever it is they do, if it don't work this go round, just go back to the East and West and keep it. Everybody can kind of get around to the rivalry from East and West.
But if they get out there and play with some intensity and it actually be exciting, they might stick with it. So like I say, we have to see how it goes. But like I say, I think the in-season tournament was a success. So I think they're piggybacking off of that. But I hope they're not going in the direction as far as you saying
that's going to be a problem.
That's going to be a problem
because you could have brought that in.
Yeah, I was just thinking that
you could have just brought in. If you're going to do something similar to Big Three, you could have actually did maybe like a skills thing,
yeah,
and then brought in let Cube and whatnot, come in and do their thing with some of the older players or whatnot.
I'm with you.
And made it work that way, but I don't know, man.
Well, we'll see how it go, man. Yeah. But hey, man. Like they say, all good things must come to an end, right?
That's it.
All good things must come to an end. We have come to the end, all right?
Indeed.
Guys, you have been listening to Courtside, where we sit on the sideline and we discuss sports as if we can do it better ourselves. All right, I'm your host, Mr. 300. We've been chilling with my boy, Mr. Emil Hurst. See you guys on the next one.